that social media is really influencing and forming the opinions of many people. So where do you see the benefit of social media?
Social media is a double-edged sword, right? Because I think that especially in my generation, everybody has social media. Everybody uses it as their primary source of information. It's the way that you consciously or subconsciously view what is trendy or what is cool or how to live your life or kind of what goals to set. And so that last piece, I think, can be extremely beautiful and extremely inspiring, or it can be extremely detrimental, depending on which side you end up on. And so in terms of the extremely beautiful side, it shows you what's possible, right? Like through skiing, so many people had never heard of skiing before, and maybe they are scrolling on their Discover page or whatever, and then they see a video of me skiing, and they're like, wow, this looks great, this looks fun, this looks cool, I want to try this. Boom, maybe that changed their life. It would have changed mine for sure. And so I think that there's that side. Or they see someone doing something who they didn't think was possible, and suddenly they feel inspired and they think, if she can do it, maybe I can try it too. Or maybe I can enjoy that too. She looks like she's having fun. Why don't I give it a shot? Right? That's the best thing. Life is all about joy, right? So they can find all these different ways to find joy through social media. It expands your perspective and it shows you what's possible. On the other hand, there's the toxic, hurtful beauty standards that can impact young women and men everywhere by seeing unrealistic beauty expectations or kind of lifestyles and unrealistic portrayals of joy that they think maybe if I looked a certain way or had a different amount of money or lived in a different place or had a different job or were born into a different setting, then maybe I would be happy. But I think what social media can really obscure are the beautiful imperfections of reality. So it's a double-edged sword. And so in that sense, I always try to make my social media as authentic as possible. Every few months I'll do like a question and answer thing to kind of show the more real sides of myself. Because on one hand, I'm not going to post, hey guys, today I had a bad day, period. And that's it. Like today I fell and it hurt and I didn't feel too great. Like I'm probably not going to post that, but I do want to kind of show that occasionally. And so I do want to make an effort to converse with people and really say, I'm not perfect all the time, and that's what makes everything fun. Because if you were perfect all the time, then you would adapt to that, and that would be your normal, and then you wouldn't feel perfect anymore. And so in that sense, you got to have both sides, and social media is a great way to spread information about both.
I couldn't agree more, but there is this other part, when you are criticized. Mm-hmm. How do you work on this? How do we act on this, when you have critical feedback?
When I first started getting hate, I used to search for it. I think that it's so much easier to hold on to negativity than positivity. And I really love psychology, so I've read a lot of stuff about this and how kind of as animals, the animal brain goes like, oh my God, there's danger. It's more beneficial to remember where the danger is because you want to avoid being hunted. If you can remember where the super sweet tasting berries were hidden in the forest, that's great, bonus points. But you'd rather remember where the predator's cave is, right? And so it's a lot easier to remember the negative parts. And that really is embedded into you because you could have 1,000 really positive messages and maybe 10 negative comments, but you will remember the 10 negative comments and you will hold on to it and ingrain it into yourself and repeat that to yourself. And so it's really easy to get into that cycle. And when I first started getting hate, I definitely was lived into that cycle. But now I really think that I don't really pay it too much mind because at the end of the day, it's my life. I'm in control of my life, right? If you don't like what I'm doing, you don't have my life. You don't like my new trick, then don't do it. Great, that's good for you. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, but I'm entitled to not listen as well. And so it's kind of the sense of I can do my thing and you can like it or you don't have to. My goal is to spread positivity. If your goal is to spread negativity, do that. It's your prerogative, but I'm not going to have any part in it. So that's kind of my philosophy.